But so here's what this article is. And this is published in 2016, by the way, almost 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city. And this would be in a first person point of view. Or should I say, our city. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes. It might seem odd to you, but it makes perfect sense for us in this city. Everything you once considered a product has now become a service. We have access to transportation, accommodation, food, and all things we need in our daily lives. One by one, all of these things became free. So it ended up not making any sense for us to own much. So in this perfect city, the powers at play, the companies that are running the perfect city, are making things seem so much easier and so much more convenient to just be renting their services from them, that then we don't feel encouraged or incentivized to just work harder to own all of the stuff on our own. So that's just so interesting. And I think that this realization now of that we're not heading towards socialism where they're going to be giving us things for then us to be pseudo owning. It's actually just going to be us renting everything.
It's transitioning from us paying to own something to renting everything, which I think before we're like, oh, the government's just going to tax everyone and redistribute it.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
I think that's really good. And I think that that's a really good realization. And this is kind of a rhetorical question, but I think it's important for people to dwell on. What is the biggest disadvantage between owning something and renting something?
You're asking me that?
Yeah.
Well, I would just say that you don't have control over it.
It can be taken away from you at any point.
Yeah.
Whoever's controlling the distribution of that being rented, and if corporations are becoming more powerful than the government, at least some of them are, and especially the tech companies, which is where your social credit score is going to pop in, then it's going to be like, okay, for you to rent your house, for you to rent your car, for you to rent your phone, you got to pass this certain social credit score, like how you have a regular credit score to afford a mortgage. But nothing will ever be paid off. Nothing will ever be, people understand how land rights, like literally being able to own your own real estate, is one of the most important evolutions of freedom that has ever happened in history. It's
or just of like the entire animal kingdom. Like that's just what living things do. We want to establish a territory that's ours where we control the behaviors and activities that can go on there, like assets that we bring to it, or what we do with the land, how we can turn it into more by growing food, using it for agriculture. Like having the ability and freedom to do that is huge. And then actually having it is even better.
Yeah.
So, but now we're on the risk of losing both of those. We're not only on the risk of losing the ability to have it, but yeah, then the other one too, which is you can't do anything with it. And it's not under your discretion. It's under whoever theirs is who owns the land.